Hi, welcome to Rose Opal Knits, our knitting and other crafts podcast.
This is episode 24 and I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica, and she's my daughter-in-law, and I'm her mother-in-law. So, hey, welcome back if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. We hope you stick around and you like what you see. Usually we jump right into talking about the projects that we worked on the last couple of weeks, but today we've got a couple things that we want to discuss first, so we'll do that before we get into our makes. We will have show notes in the description box below, and anything else?
No, that's basically it.
Okay. Oh, today is Saturday, August 14th, 2021. But if you're watching this, it'll be after that. Okay, so first, in last episode, we just kind of threw it out there if anyone was interested in having a Zoom knit meeting with us, and quite a few of you were interested in that. So we looked at our calendars and we came up with a couple of days. So we picked a weekday and a weekend day. So the first one that's going to happen is going to be August 25th. That's a Wednesday, and we'll do it 2:00 p.m. Eastern time. And so if you're interested in Zooming with us that day, is that how people say it? Zooming? I don't know what people say.
I don't use Zoom, okay?
Then please email us at roseopalknits@gmail.com, and we will get the information to you, the link for the meeting. And the second one will be Saturday, September 4th, and that's at the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern. So, same thing. If you're interested in meeting up with us on Zoom that day, just email us at roseopalknits@gmail.com. And the other thing...
Wait, hold on. For the Zoom, we can only do the 45 minutes, though, because we don't want to pay for it yet, because if there's not going to be that many people who are going to join, it's not really worth the money to spend to be able to go longer. So only be 45 minutes max.
Yeah. We want to kind of get a feel for it and see
Yeah.
if it's something that people want to continue to do.
I mean, if there is enough people, we might look into that later, but not this time.
Yeah.
For either of those meetings. So
And
that's it. We can go on to the next thing now. I figured that was the important part, and you didn't say it.
yeah, it is important. And so the other thing we wanted to discuss was our make-along that's going to be coming up. And briefly, I mentioned last episode that
the two hints were sweaters and holidays.
That's basically the information. But so yes, we are going to host the holiday sweater mall, and it's going to run from September 2nd through January 2nd. So the way we were discussing it, and we were like, that's the season for holidays. So
it includes Halloween, Thanksgiving, Hanukah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, and
New Year's.
So anything themed after that, basically, is allowed.
And so yes, it'll start on September 2nd and go through January 2nd, and any sweater is eligible for prizes. Baby size through adult size, but since it's a 4-month-long make-along, we're not including whips. So it's got to be a new cast on, and if you want to join us for that, you can join two ways. You can join us on Instagram, and we didn't discuss a hashtag.
Oh, we don't need the hashtag yet, though, because it's not until September.
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
We'll podcast one more time before then.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know what hashtag to use on Instagram. And if you would like to join us in the Facebook group, there will also be an appropriate thread where you can post your pictures for in the Facebook group, Rose Opal Knits Facebook group. So I'm sure there'll be more information about that, coming up. And if you have any questions, just ask, please, and we'll be happy to answer. Okay, so see, that was quick. That didn't take too long. And so now we're going to go into finished objects. Wait, do you only have knitting?
Yeah.
I only have knitting too this time. So, so we're going to go into our finished objects. You want to go first?
Two? You have one, right? You only have one.
I only have one. Just do all yours, and then I'll do mine. That's fine.
Okay, well, I could have done two, and then you could have done yours, and then I can do my other two.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
Anyway, so this is the Fisherman's Rib cardigan that I found on Webs. But all I had to do was this band. So there wasn't much to do on it. So, but this is for my cousin, and his birthday is actually September 2nd, I think.
Oh, okay.
So I'm mailing it to him. Well, I'm mailing it to his dad, actually, to surprise him with it for his birthday. But he doesn't know that it's done yet. But so, since the podcast last, it's just the button band, and I did finish it on the 31st, so it is technically my July sweater. And it was knit on a US 8 for the ribbing, and then the rest of it was a US 9. And I didn't follow the pattern other than the numbers, so I actually did broken rib instead of Fisherman's Rib. And the yarn is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in almond is this color. Marina is the blue, and I can't pronounce the...
Was it Persimmon?
Yes.
Okay,
Persimmon. I cannot say that, so we're not going to try to.
Persimmon Heather.
But yeah, so that's the sweater, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's super soft. It just needs to be blocked, but there are no ends that needs to be woven in. So.
Okay.
And then this is the Bobby Tube Top by Joanne something, I think. But this is a tube top. And I was at the ribbing, like I just finished the ribbing down here. So I did all the cables and the top ribbing. But I took out the bobbles for this because they were too big, because I went up to a worsted weight yarn instead of a DK, and I knit the smallest size. But it fits fine. So this is the second one I've done, just in a different yarn, different gauge and everything, but it went down like 3 sizes, I think. So, and the yarn is Lions Brand Woolies in the Forest Heather. And I don't remember my needle size that I actually used.
Oh, really?
I think it was a 9 and a 10, like US 9 and US 10. Yeah, I don't even have the bag up here, but I think they were US 9 and 10, so who knows? I mean, I don't remember at all, so it's okay. And then I have the Anya dress. It is not a dress, it's a little tunic skirt shirt thing, but I ran out of the pink yarn, so, and I still need buttons for it, so there's 2 little buttonholes somewhere right here, maybe 3. No, there's 2. And
this is the back?
Yeah, that's the back.
Okay.
So, and I was in the, right there. So I finished the, like, shirt part of it, like the top part of the dress, and then the waistband, and then the skirt. It's folding up because it hasn't been steamed yet. So there's just a little garter band at the bottom. And I didn't follow the long sleeve instructions other than for picking up the stitches. So I just picked up
right there.
That's just where the yarn.
Oh, where you have to weave in the end and tighten it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but I didn't follow the pattern for how to actually do the sleeves. I just knit them straight and then rapid decreased at the bottom and then bound off. So there's no like real edging, ribbing or anything right there. But the yarns are, so the top blue and the bottom pink, they're both Yarn Bee ID. So the pink is rose water and then the blue is indigo. And then the tan color is Karen Pantone.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't know the color, but that you found it.
I found it. It
Yeah.
should be in the show notes. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's it. I threw away the tag that actually had it on it, but I didn't realize I did. But yeah, so it's also supposed to be a dress, but I ran out of the pink yarn. But I didn't have enough of any of the other colors either, so I was just like, it's okay. It'll be a sweater. So there is supposed to be another lace detail at the bottom of the dress, but I just found off in garter, so.
Once you steam it, that ruffle will lay down.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now, so you used bigger yarn than what the pattern called for.
Oh, yes. I used bigger yarn because I messed up the lace like 3 times on the other yarn that I was trying to use. So I gave up with that yarn. So I think the pattern calls for DK. I used worsted, and I actually have those needles. Oh, I used a 10.5 for this, is what it was. That's a US 10.5.
Because you liked the gauge you were
yes.
getting?
I just kind of went with it, and I knit the smallest size again, which was a newborn size.
But it's more like a 2T size.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what which was the size I was going for, so it would fit her more during the winter, or maybe even next year, depending on how big she was. But it'll fit her this year, so. But yeah, I just need to get buttons and weave in the ends and steam it. But she likes it. Actually, I put it on her, and then she tried to run away. But I wasn't done knitting it yet, so I kind of had to take it off her, and she was not happy with me.
Once you weave in the ends and steam it, we'll have to show it again real quick.
Yeah. I am we can kind of see the lace, but it's kind of dark too,
or maybe
so
we'll
can't really see it either.
Can get a picture of her in it.
Yeah.
Post that in the intro.
And then the other thing I knit for Paisley was her sockhead hat. So I was right there where the donut is, and I just had to knit like an inch or 2 and then do the decreases. So this yarn is, this is how much I have left. I haven't weighed it yet, but it is Paper Cranes yarn, and it is in the Cheshire colorway. It's a 75-25 merino nylon. So, but that's her tag. But it's really cute, and she's also very excited about this, but she doesn't know it's done yet, actually. She's been wanting, she always likes to put hats on her head, or something on her head. This morning when Holden was changing her diapers, she put her bloomers on her head.
Oh, Mary Rose used to put her bloomers on her head.
It was funny, though. She thought it was great, but now she can have a hat of her own to wear. But yeah, that's my hat. I've already talked about, like, all the details. But I did knit it on a 2.5 US for the ribbing, and then a 3 for the stockinette part. So those are my finished objects.
Okay. All right. So I have a finished pair of socks. So this sock was already finished, and I was up here the last time, and so I managed to finish the entire sock. So now I have another finished pair. So I finished 3 pairs of socks for summer sock camp. I casted on 4 pairs on June 1st for summer sock camp. So I think I'm going to manage to finish 4 pairs by the end of summer sock camp, and I am fine with that. Like that makes me happy. So this yarn, thank you.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just looking at them.
So all my sock whips are in my summer sock camp bag, and the yarn for that, that's another whip. The yarn for that is Knitted Wit. Here's what I have left.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, they're shorties.
Yeah. I think it's 60 grams.
I wasn't even thinking that's not how much I knit the long socks and then the shorty socks. So.
Yeah, I think it's 60 grams. And it's Knitted Wit, and the colorway is Sphinx. But here's the tag. And it's a 80-20, so 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. I knit them with Haya flyers and on a US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter. So my husband and our youngest 2 children went away for a couple days If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen the pictures from our 2-day getaway. So I took these in the car with me, and I switched from the High Flyers to, I think it was 2 16-inch circulars, and that's how I finished the sock. And I'm not going to pull those High Flyers out anytime soon. I don't like them. You want to try them?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, I want to show this. It kind of like micro stripes on this side.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little hard to see, but I guess it is on that side too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice it, but it looks cool.
So real quick, I used, like I said, US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter needles. I knit 10 rounds for the cuff, and I knit short rows back here because I was trying to keep this back part up, so it didn't slip into my sock, which works okay, but it actually made the ankle baggy on me. I have skinny ankles, I have a bigger upper body and skinny lower body. And I think I did a total of 4 knit rounds before starting the heel flap, but then I have a couple of short rows in here. And then I did a slip stitch heel flap, and what I always do, and then the turn, and then the gusset stitches. I casted on 64 stitches, that's my normal, and I have I wear women's US 10.5, 11, so that's why the foot is so long. And then I did a barn toe. I did a long barn toe, so the decreases for my toe actually start all the way down here, and then that's
like real long.
Yeah, I did a real long barn toe.
Does it fit?
Oh yeah, it fits great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it fits great. And that's what I love about socks. Like, you can totally knit them to fit your foot. Like, they don't have to fit anyone else's but your own. Oh, I guess unless you're knitting them from someone else. But yeah, that's all the information. And now we'll go into whips. How many do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, I have 3. I'm probably just going to go right into my socks since I was talking about socks. All right. And then I also worked on this sock. I showed this last episode, and I was here where this marker is. It was kind of like, I was kind of like that. So some of the heel flap had been knit, but not all of it. So like that. So that's how much I've knit since then. But I'm holding 2 fingering strands together to get a DK weight sock. I originally started this sock on a 9-inch circular, knit the cuff, switched to 2 16-inch cables, and knit almost all of this on those, and then I just recently put it back on the 9-inch circular because I was feeling like knitting on a 9-inch circular. But I casted on 48 stitches with a US 3, which is a 3.25 millimeter. Is that
I
what
think
that is?
so.
All right, and then I did. It's a ribbed sock. It's a wide rib sock, so I cast it on 1x1 rib and knit 14 rounds, I think, or 12 or 14 rounds, and then I switched to a 4x2 rib, and I did a slip stitch heel, and then the turn in the contrast color, which is, I held 2 strands of willow tree yarn mini together, and then I just continued. I did the gusset decreases, and now I'm getting close to where I'm going to start my foot. I mean my toe. But this yarn here, I've got 2 cakes here. Oh, look at that. Is a homespun house yarn, and it is called, Unicorn Magic, and it's a 75-25. So 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. Ooh. But yeah, this is, I think I'll have this pair finished before the end of summer sock camp. Well, I should.
I mean, it's only the 14th, and it's on the 31st.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You should be able to finish it.
Yeah. And then okay, so real quick. Tiny decisions. I spun once a day for tiny decisions. Okay, so what I said I was going to do for the month of August was spin for one sock a week. And then I had an August wheel, which included my sock whips and all the other whips that I have going, and spin that once a day. So I had one sock to focus on a week, and then plus an extra whip once a day, which could have been a sock. And I did that through August 10th, and then I stopped, and you'll find out why. So I worked one day on my reaping socks, but I only managed to do like 8 rounds. So I'm not going to pull that out and show it. You'll see that another time. But one of the days, oh, that's not it.
There's like all the same bags in here.
Well, yeah.
And you wonder why you can't find them.
One of the days I spun my father's socks, which I said I was going to start soon. So I managed to cast them on.
Are they fingering weight?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were going to make them DK.
No, he wanted fingering weight.
Oh.
Yeah, he wanted fingering weight. So I have 2 going, and the goal is to eventually switch them over to 2 24-inch cables and knit them 2 at a time that way. But this is, and they're going to be shorties. He wants shorties. So here are the cakes, and they are, just drop the bag, Regia Perfect. And the color is 06818. Oh, look, I'm covering them up. But, so I'm not very far, and I'm knitting them on a US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle. And hopefully I'll have them done. I guess he's going to probably try to visit in October. He usually tries to visit in October. So, in case you're new here and you don't know, because I've mentioned it before, my father and I have only known each other for, 3 years?
Roughly?
Yeah, so we are an ancestry DNA connection. But that's a fun fact. So he tries to visit twice a year. All right, that's all my socks.
Okay, I have a sock.
Oh, do
So
you?
I
don't remember you working on
yeah.
a sock. Okay, show it. I'll remember it, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. I remember.
Anyway, so I keep feeling the need to cast this on. So I casted it on, and then I started knitting on it, and then didn't want to knit on it anymore. So, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my yarn. It's really pretty in a cake.
It is pretty.
But anyway, so it is the Fiber Seed Sprout DK. And it is a 90% merino, 10% nylon. So, but it is a DK weight yarn. It is the acorn color. And I bought this when I was in Alabama last year, actually. I don't remember the yarn shop I bought it from, but it was really cute. I know that. But anyways, so this is how far I am. So it's curling up. But I did the 2x2 rib and then like 5 rounds of stockinette. But this is like 14 rounds, I think, for the ribbing, and then 4 rounds of stockinette, and then I got bored. So this is my sock progress right now. And I did the... How many do I cast on for DK?
48.
I had to ask this the other day. I have not knit socks, you guys. But it is on a US 3, which is 3.25. And the yarn is spiraling. So I already knit this yarn, not this color, but this yarn, like same brand and everything, in where the sidewalk ends. And it just spiraled all the way down the sock, and it was really cool. So I felt the need to cast this one on because I wanted to see how cool it would look. And it does. It makes me happy to look at it, but not in the sock mood, I guess.
I feel like, because you casted that on after you organized your yarn, right?
Yes.
I feel like organizing your yarn and looking at everything inspired
I saw that
you
one
to
and
cast
I
it
was
on.
like, I want that sock so bad. And I mean, like, socks don't take long for me to knit at all, but nope, not in the mood at all. So I don't know, because I like socks and I like knitting socks too. It's just not what I want to knit at all. So It's okay. I'll knit it eventually. It's just a plain vanilla sock. Actually, I think I'm going to do Vanilla's New Black or...
That it's a different heel, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, okay, so in that pattern, it doesn't have the stitch count I'm using. So I have to, like, go down, like, myself and do the math to do it right. So I don't know if I'm actually going to use it or not.
Mm-hmm. Because the Vanilla is the New Black is a fingering. I thought they had a DK weight one, too. I thought there was a DK. Maybe it's 4 weight.
I'll look.
I don't remember.
I'll have to look.
I feel like there's another weight of yarn.
Well, I have the fingering weight one, so...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I might use it. I might not.
So, like I mentioned before when I was talking about tiny decisions, I did spin it once a day, like a August whip wheel, once a day through the 10th of August. And I spun my Erica scarf and my Noah shawl each once. And but I didn't make much progress on either of them, not enough to spend the time to sit here and pull them out. But I spun this one 2 or 3 times. So I did manage to make, I think, a decent amount of progress. So this is my Dureco, and
I really like the color.
Oh, look at that. It's poking right through. No, it's not. Okay. I thought it was poking through. So the last time I showed it, I was down here where this marker is. So I knit like about 2 inches, 2.5 inches maybe. But I managed to split. Oh, look at the color change. The
camera does not like blue.
I managed to split for the sleeves and knit, I think it's 4 rounds, 3 rounds maybe. So let me tell you, can you hold this?
Yep.
Let me tell you about the yarn first.
It's so soft.
It is so soft.
I don't feel it when it's blocked.
I love this yarn. So, well, I mean, this is the first thing I'm knitting with this yarn, but so far I love this yarn. I'm knitting it out of Barocco Remix Light, which actually this pattern calls for this yarn. So this is the called for yarn. And it says it's a 3.
Which is supposed to be a DK weight.
But it's a bit thin.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And it has 432 yards in it. So
So basically the yardage to like grams or ounces is a fingering weight yarn, but it's labeled as a DK.
Because it must be it must be intended to be knit at a bigger gauge.
Yeah, because I feel like if you knit this at a tighter gauge, it's going to be real dense.
Yes. So to get that lightweight feel for summer, it would definitely need to be knit more airier, like this.
Yeah, like this. It doesn't
for.
feel dense in this, but you can feel if it is tighter, it would be. And then it would be like real stiff, and it wouldn't be like a drapey fabric at all.
Okay, so real quick, I think I mentioned this briefly last time, but I'll say it again. So I got gauge with a US 6. So that's what I'm knitting it on, a US 6, which is a 4mm, I think. And I casted it on with a US 4.
It is a 4mm.
Okay. And then you switch to US 6 when you get to the body. So I am knitting the 5th size, which is for a 46-inch bust. And I'm knitting, I usually try to go with like the 40, like around the 44-inch. Like sometimes I'll knit a 42-inch, but I have like a 43-inch measurement, 43.5-inch measurement. But I don't like bagginess up here because I feel like it adds bulk where I don't need extra bulk, right? But this tee is meant to be worn with 1 to 4 inches of positive ease. So I went ahead and cast it on for the 46-inch bust. I did, however, take out one of the repeats in the yoke. So as you can see that there's like these purl ridges, and every so often there's an increase because it's a circular yoke. And I didn't need that extra 6 rounds or 7 rounds, whatever it was. Like my armpit here. Will you hold it again? So my armpit would have been saggy if I had knit those extra 6 to 7 inches. And I don't like that. I don't like any kind of extra bulk up here where I am super bulky on my own naturally. So I took that section out, and then but still followed the same increases for the 46-inch bust. I split for the sleeves and knit 2 rounds just straight knitting, and now I've started increasing for an A-line because I don't like bulk here and under here, but I also don't like my tops to fit, like to accentuate my lumps around my waist and belly. So I am totally tailoring this tee to fit my needs. That's the beauty of it, right? Yeah.
You're making it. You can do whatever you want.
So that is what I'm doing. So I'm going to increase. I have it all worked out. I don't remember what it is now though. But I'm gonna increase every so many rounds to get up to the 40. I think it's a 49-inch size stitch count. And then I'll go from there. If I feel like it needs to be a little bit more flowy, I'll increase even more. But I won't know until I get there. So that's where I am on this. And I'm really looking forward to getting back to it. But I'm doing something a little different right now. But I'll get back to it soon. So you want to go ahead and...
Okay, my last thing is hard to show, actually, because, look, I'm in the middle of... It's not in the middle of a round because it's in the short rows. So this is very hard to show, actually. So
yeah, I would just hold it from the bottom.
I was about to say, I'm going to hold it upside down to show it because that will be the easiest way. So this is the bottom of the top. So I was where that cupcake is. It is the Outline Tee by Jessie May. It's very hard to show.
I'm sorry.
But anyways, so it's supposed to be the other way. So anyways, so you work it all the way down until the very end. So you just work stockinette all the way up the top, and then you drop your stitch all the way down to make this little detail.
Well, don't give too much.
No, I didn't, because it doesn't. It doesn't look.
Because it's a paid-for pattern.
Okay. Well,
right?
Yeah, but they don't, like, you don't know how to make it so it won't
okay.
fall all the way. Mm-hmm. But you do. You knit it all the way up and then drop your stitch, which is terrifying. Because it's like, what if you mess up? And then you have to pick up the stitch all the way back up and then drop another stitch. Like, it's scary. Okay, and you have to do it 8 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because there's 4, okay, so there's, like, this detail in the front, and then it's on the side, and then you have another one on the back side right there, and then you have 2 more down the center of the back, and then 2 more on that side. But anyway, so it is a V-shaped. It's really hard to show, but it is a V-shape. Right. So that's all done. So the front is done. And then the back.
Oh, that's the front of... Oh, okay. I was thinking that I was looking at an underarm.
Here, you want to turn it around?
Okay.
No. That's the front. And then this is the back so far. So it's just... So, I mean, like, see, you don't see the drop stitch detail yet, because I'm not that far. But anyway, so I'm in the short row shaping back here. It is very hard to show. So basically, it's literally just has to be knit a little bit longer for those short rows down there, and then put the sleeves together, and then do the little ribbing for the sleeves. So basically, almost a whole sweater, well, tee since last time. Best way to explain it. But like I said, it's very hard to show this right now. But the yarn is, this is the cake I'm using right now. It is, I can't unfold my tag. Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK. So this is the tag. And this is the color Aquamarine. I was like, where is it? Because like, look at it. I was expecting it to be right there. It was underneath. But anyway, so Aquamarine. And so my goal for this color was the background color of this bag, which is Delphine Collections. So, I mean, it's almost there. It's a little more vibrant, I would say, than the
Yeah.
bag.
Oh,
But
well, it's
so-
a little bit more saturated. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my goal.
Mm-hmm.
And this will be my August sweater, basically. So, and I'm knitting it on, so the ribbing was on a US 6, which is 4mm, and the body, well, the rest of it basically, was on a 7, which is a 4.5mm. So, it will be done shortly. Maybe today. Probably today. So, I mean, it's literally like 10 more rows. And then I'm done.
What were you saying? You were saying you were going to get as much knitting done as you could before Holden had to go
Yes,
back to
because
work.
I do not think it's going to be a thing after that, okay? So, if I don't have any knitting to show, it's because Holden
You
went
will.
back to work.
You will. So my son, Holden, is Daphne's husband, and he is on his 6 weeks paid paternity leave.
Yes.
And so while he's home, she's trying to get as much knitting time as she can, which is completely understandable.
Well, okay, look. It's not going to be a thing very much.
Yeah, with 2
When he
toddlers
leaves.
and an
When he
infant.
leaves, he's just going back to work.
Mhm.
Like,
when he leaves. But so in this bag, I've showed this before. It's got a quote from Jane Austen's Persuasion, which is my favorite Jane Austen novel. I think the last time I showed this bag was the last time I even talked about this. So if you've been watching us for a little while, you'll know that in May I took a class with Ashley Lillis, the designer, and it was called Powerfully Published, I believe. And it was a class about, designing, writing, and publishing your own patterns. And I designed a cowl and a hat set, and I just have like a hat. So this is the first hat that I knit from the pattern. And so that's the hat. But I sat on the pattern. I let life get in the way, as it does, as it can, if you let it. What is it that I'm always saying? So I was like, I'm not hustling, I'm just hanging on. And so that's how I feel a lot of the times. Like, people talk about their side hustle and stuff. Like, I don't have a side hustle, okay? I'm too busy trying to just like keep up with every day. Daphne said to me like last week, she said, you want to do all these things, but you don't have time to do all the things. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But
it's like what Holden does. They say, I want to do this. And then they add something else. And then they add something else. And then they get overwhelmed because they added too many things.
So, but I spent the time in May designing these patterns, and I would like for them to enter into the world at sometime soon. So we're back on this, and I am typing up the pattern, and I'm okay. The long story short, I'm knitting more hats. Okay, so that's why I stopped Tiny Decisions. I knit a cowl out of these 2 yarns. So now I am knitting the hat to match. And let me talk about these yarns. So this hat here was knit out of the same 2 yarns that this hat that I'm currently knitting is knit out of. So the variegated colors, or the tonal colors, I don't know what you would call them, are Fiber Spates, DK, and then the solids are Barocco Ultra Wool DK. And the colorways will be in the description box below. I'll include that information. So right now I am knitting, the hat pattern has 4 sizes. I am knitting the largest size, and I have the brim and a little bit of stockinette in this, and I'm getting ready to go into the stripy slip stitch section. So it's not color work, it's just knits, purls, and slip stitches to get that design. But I also casted one on in the second size because I just want to make sure that like all my numbers, my math is correct. So I worked through the ribbing and just a little bit of stockinette, and it's, I need to start the pattern in this one too. So I'm kind of working concurrently. And this is Candy Shop yarns. I think it was a mystery confection on her DK base is what it's called. And I knit a pair of mittens recently out of this. So this is what I have left. And I'm going to pair this with this off-white and knit that size hat. I'm eventually planning on knitting all 4 sizes because I just want to know. I'm knitting them now. I'm working through the pattern, and I'm going to get the patterns, the cowl pattern and the hat pattern to testers this week. Well, when you'll be seeing this, so. And hopefully those patterns will be available on our website in September. So if you're at all interested in knitting them. But, so that's it. That's what I'm working on now, and that's why I took a break from my Tiny Decisions and my Dureco. So that's all I have. You have a purchase.
I have these, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What? You remember what the shop is? Is that actually it? Because I feel like I've seen that tag somewhere else.
No, that is the shop.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Whimsy and Sassy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, I just asked her for the shop name. I didn't read it or anything, but I knew I wanted it from this shop because she bought me stitch markers before. So I bought stitch markers, but I bought them on the little 9mm circular hoop things, whatever. So you'll fit most of my needles. So I got little macaroons. I got little waffles. And then I got 2 little narwhals. And then I also, these were in the package when they came. So there's a bigger narwhal, a little tentacle, and then a little heart. So, but yeah, that's all my purchases. But I figured I showed up.
I'll link the shop in the show notes.
It's a really cute shop. Though.
Yeah,
like these.
She's got great things. Now she's based in Canada, so
Yes.
it took a little while for it to arrive. But if you're Canadian, it shouldn't take that long for you, I'm guessing.
I mean, it's worth the wait though. They're really cute.
And
you can like customize them to what like thing you want. So I chose the 9mm circles on mine. So you can choose like the light bulb stitch markers and the claw things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's one other, but I'm not sure. You'd have to look. But there are different options for different like.
Does she offer the
things.
lever back? Maybe?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I wanted one of them in that one, but they didn't have them.
Okay.
So.
But yeah, so it'll be linked below. And I also wanted to mention we didn't really go over our project bags. I think you talked about one.
That was all. Oh well, I have those ones too. Never
Yeah.
mind. I had about 4 right here.
But anyway, we keep a list of where we get our project bags in the show notes if you're at all interested, or if you saw the bag and we didn't discuss it, you can always contact us and ask us about it. So real quick, we're gonna go over some new podcasts we've been watching, and both of us have watched at least 1 or 2 episodes of each one that we've mentioned, and then
we both watched all of
most of like, and you know, we've watched some of them. We've watched from beginning to end, all the episodes. So but they are newer to us. They might not be new to you. Some of them already have like more subscribers than we have, but we like to mention them just in case you haven't seen them, because you don't see everything that's on YouTube, and so sometimes you don't know it's there if somebody doesn't mention it. And we've talked about this before. We both think that so there are a lot of knitting podcasts, but there are a lot of people in the world who knit. So there's always room to we just want to talk about other people and, give you an opportunity to see them if you haven't seen them, because, we've stumbled across them and we're like, hey, this is really interesting. We like watching this person or whatever. But so anyway, you want to talk about the first one?
Sure. So one that we both watched, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've watched it all the way through. You haven't?
No, I haven't caught up yet.
Anyway, so it's We Share Needles, and it's with Maddie and Kristen. They are in Arkansas. Yeah. So they're I think Maddie is 24 and Kristen's like 34. Because there's a 10-year age gap between them. I think that's their age.
They're best friends.
Yeah, they're best friends. So they met between
because
Maddie's
husband worked with Kristen, right? So
like, I mean, they tell their story about how they met
in
it's
episode 1 or
fun.
2. Yeah,
it's pretty funny actually.
Mm-hmm. So they have 16 total episodes. And Daphne's watched all of them, and I think I'm only on 4 or 5.
But I like them because Kristen's like all bright and colorful, and then Maddie's like kind of more muted. So
yeah, they're fun to watch. They've got a good
they knit a lot of
back
socks.
And forth.
Like, I thought I knit a pair of socks quick. I don't know. Not compared to them.
They have a lot of sock yarn.
Oh my goodness.
All right, and another one that we've watched here recently is Balanced Skein. That's Kendra. And she has 3 episodes because her goal is to get about 1 a month and show like her monthly makes. So her first one's in April, and then she had one in May, and then one in July. I think maybe the June one didn't happen because they went on vacation. I'm not sure. But anyway, so she has 3 episodes. I've watched all 3, and she is a longtime crocheter and a newer knitter. But she's gotten into socks and sweaters here recently, so she was a lot of fun to watch. And then another one is Sugarfolk Homemade, and that's Michaela. She has 7 episodes, and she's a mom with, I think it's 3 small children.
3.
Yeah, 3 young children, and she knits, crochets, and sews. So she was fun to watch. And then actually, the next one is you told me about.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next one is Loop Through Loop, and that's Tara. I don't know where she's from or anything like that, but I think
she's in Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know. Like, I just found her one day and I was like, I'll watch her. And then I watched like one of the newer episodes, and then I went all the way back. So she does it like every month too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a monthly update. But she'll like.
She has 3 small children too,
yep.
right? Okay.
She has two girls and a boy.
Mm-hmm.
But so the oldest is 5 and the youngest is like 1, I think.
Something like that. Or maybe she might have just turned 2 recently.
Yeah,
maybe.
something like that. She either just turned 2 or she's still 1.
I think she said they all had summer birthdays, so they might have all recently had a birthday. But anyway, she has 11 episodes, and I've caught up and watched all 11 episodes. But she also has quite a few extra videos.
Mm-hmm. I've watched a couple of them. I haven't watched all of those. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so those are our 4 recommendations. That's We Share Needles, Maddie and Kristen, Balanced Skein, Kendra, Sugarfolk Homemade, Michaela, and A Loop Through a Loop, which is Tara. And Tara actually has patterns she's designed.
Yeah.
So, and somebody else does too. Maddie from We Share Needles?
Does she has a pattern.
Okay.
She has a sock pattern out that I know of. She might have more, but I just know of the one.
Okay.
But Tara has like couple hats. Mm-hmm. I think 1 sweater, 1 tee, and then a blanket.
Oh, okay. Wow.
That's the blanket I want to knit.
Oh,
but I don't want to keep.
Okay. That was more patterns than I remember. So
yeah, there was quite a few patterns actually.
Yeah. So that's it. We are so thankful for everyone who has subscribed and become part of the Rose Opal Knits community, and just. I'm just
every time to ramble. But
no, I'm not trying to ramble. I just want to say every time we like get new subscribers, I'm always kind of surprised. I'm always like, wow.
She keeps saying, "We're at whatever we're at." I'm like, just since your video came out.
Oh yeah, everybody must have loved the yarn stash video because we got quite a few extra subscribers after that video. But I mean, who doesn't love a yarn stash, right? Oh, and don't worry, mine will be coming.
In September.
In September. That's the September extra video. So, but anyway, and if we don't, we love all the comments, but if we don't respond right away to comments, it's just because, like I said, life Life is very busy here
we
in
don't
this house.
keep the Rose Opal logged into either of our phones, so we don't get notified right away when we have something new or anything.
Yeah.
That's partially the reason that we might not be
right away. Yeah. And that's actually, since we're discussing this real quick, that is kind of like my whole social media thing. Like, I try not to stay logged into anything because I don't want to be a slave to it. I want it to work for me, not against me. And, I'm a wife and a homeschooling mom, and like, what's important is what's here and now. And when I have time, that's when I log into my social media accounts, and I enjoy the time I spend there, but I like to have breaks from it. So anyway, that's just
mine stays logged in, but it's on like my personal stuff. So
not Rose Opal stuff.
Like Rose Opal's not on my phone really at all. Actually, so it's like I have to go on a computer for that. Actually,
So, but anyway, just remember, if you want to Zoom with us, to email us and let us know which day, or if you want to Zoom both days, that's great too. And I guess that's it. Yep. All right. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.